And I paid $250 for this. 5 hours in the salon. And I left with dark red roots. Look at how great it looks.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's Marissa
and Shauna.
And today's video we're going to talk about what we do to keep our hair looking good, looking fresh, looking cute, looking amazing.
And I'm also gonna be telling you guys about a hair disaster that I experienced at the salon about a year ago. It was really bad.
It was a big disaster. It was not a little one, it was a big one. So this is actually my natural hair color. Occasionally, like once every few years, I'll get highlights, but for the most part, I am pretty low maintenance with my hair. I just like to take it easy. I don't really like to do much to it. I don't really use heat styling on it. Like I like things that are just very like effortless and easy. And a little bit later in the video, I am gonna be showing you guys my favorite hair hack that I use to keep my hair looking amazing and like looking like salon quality with basically no effort, which is like A+.
So on the other hand, my hair is actually very high maintenance. So my natural hair color is dark brown. It's very similar to Marissa's color. Like I'll include photos of my natural color. So I obviously dye it from dark brown to blonde, which is really hard to do. It's not easy, it's not effortless. It requires a lot of maintenance.
And we used to have a hair colorist named Gretchen, and she was like amazing. She would always do Shauna's hair incredibly. Like Shauna would go in with the most ratchet, nasty bird's nest hair.
Oh yeah, like 6 inches of dark roots.
You ever did see it. And Gretchen would always make it look amazing. Like the before and afters were like, oh, they were so dramatic. They were like those shows and movies where they get a makeover and they're like, oh. But anyway, so yeah, she would make it look so wonderful, but she actually moved to Florida, which was very, very unfortunate because it was like, I don't know, it's like a relationship ending. It's like because you build this trust and you get to know each other, they get to know
my hair very well.
Yeah, it's like they know what to do with it, they know what it needs, they nurture it. And so it felt so sad because it was like, oh darn it.
So Gretchen had moved to Florida and the months were ticking by and my dark roots just kept getting longer and longer and I was wearing hats, I was wearing headbands.
Yes, so she was.
I just got to the point where like I just needed to go to someone else. So I ended up going to this new girl who actually, it was just a girl who DM'd me on Instagram and she was like, hey, I'm a hair colorist, like I would love to work on your hair. So I was like, okay, sure. Like this was really easy. Like it just kind of fell into my lap. So the girl, I went to go get my hair done and the salon was in Beverly Hills. It was right next to Rodeo Drive. It was like this very fancy salon. So I spent 5 hours in the salon. This was an all day thing. Like
yes, it was.
It took like an hour to get to Beverly Hills. I was there for 5 hours, took like an hour to get home, and I paid $250 for this. And my hair looked horrible. So I came in with dark roots, dark brown roots, and I left with dark red roots. My hair did not come out blonde. She did not make me blonde. She changed my hair to dark red. Like
I don't even
nothing
think she
that I
realized that she was changing it to red. I think she just f***ed it up and then tried to be like, look at how great it looks.
Yeah.
It was oof.
No, but after 5 hours and hundreds of dollars,
I know.
Like,
oh yeah, no, it was way more expensive than Gretchen ever was, and it was way more. It took like double the time.
Yeah.
And it was just like, what
to look horrible.
I know, it took like double, triple the time to look terrible. And it was just like, wow, you think that you go to the salon to look better, not to like look significantly worse and pay hundreds of dollars and like feel really crappy. I remember you texting me after and you were like crying. You were so
I was crying, yeah.
So since that point, since that awful red roots debacle,
I was crying, I was devastated.
So it was at that point where we started dyeing both of our hair from home just because it's scary to trust somebody, and also it's scary to trust somebody new that like clearly doesn't know what they're doing. So Shauna started dyeing her hair from home, and I also started doing a little something something. So I discovered this amazing hair color conditioning gloss called Glaze, and it basically just like transforms your hair. And they make like amazing semi-permanent color conditioning gloss, and it enhances your color and just gives you this like incredibly natural shine. It just makes your hair so soft, so silky, so amazing. I literally like can't stop touching it because of how healthy it feels. So the hint of color lasts for up to 10 washes, and you can also use it on all hair types. And I love that you can get a subscribe and save every month too. So you can save like 10% on each order, so you don't have to like keep repurchasing. You don't have to wait until you've like run out of it before you get a new one. So I just love that. And let me tell you, hair glazes are like my favorite hair hack. They're my favorite hair secret because I feel like they just do everything. They give you this like vibrant boost of color that it really does make you look like you just got out of the salon. They make your hair so overly shiny, like you just blow dried it. And they make it like glossy and not frizzy and soft too. So it's kind of like, it kind of just does everything in one.
So for me, since I do color my hair, I really like to use Glaze in between dyes to kind of extend the length that I can go between dyeing my hair. So I have Pearl Blonde and Beach Blonde, and I like both of them for different reasons. This one is a little bit more like warm tone, like more about like a honey color. And this one is a little bit more of like a champagne tone.
Oh yeah, and then I have Chocolate Gleam for like more of that like kind of warm tone, like chestnutty chocolatey color. And then I have Sleek Espresso, and this one, sometimes I just really like that like dark haired, like, ooh, I'm a mysterious brunette kind of look. I don't know how to explain it, but.
So it comes in 9 color matching shades, and it ranges from light blonde to dark black, and they also have a clear glaze to boost your natural color and just make it shiny and glossy. I really want to try that one.
And it's super, super easy to use. You just apply this and leave it on for 10 minutes. Sometimes I'll even go longer than 10 minutes. Like, I don't feel like leaving it on longer like hurts it at all, but at least 10 minutes. And I also would recommend using gloves when you apply it, just because it will kind of like stain your hands if you don't use gloves. So just like use a little pair of gloves. Like, it's cool. It's like you're applying a dye, but it's not a dye. That's what I love about it. But this hydrates your hair, and it still has that same effect. So that's why I love this. And it's also paraben, silicone, ammonia, and sulfate free. And it's also vegan, cruelty free, and the packaging is 100% recyclable. And it's available on glazehair.co. But again, if you do the subscribe and save, then you can save 10% on each order. And they have a full money back guarantee. So if you don't like love it, they'll give you a full refund, but like obviously you're gonna love it. And you guys can use the code Marissa20 to get 20% off your first order at Glaze. And I definitely recommend checking them out because honestly, your hair will be looking like goals. It will be looking so cute. And I feel like my hair has never like looked and felt better. So definitely go check them out.
So I like to use Glaze in between hair dyes, and like I said, we have been dyeing my hair at home ever since that experience a year ago. Before I went there, I told her exactly what I wanted done, which is make my roots blonde and maybe give me some highlights. And I told her exactly what my old stylist had done. So I was like, Gretchen used to do high lift on my roots. And she actually told me, the hairstylist, she said that she couldn't do high lift. But then when I got there, she said that she had another client who did do high lift. So it was like, it was very confusing because I felt like, why did she say she couldn't do it when she was doing it for somebody else? Like, why couldn't she just give me what I wanted?
Why did she have to lie too? Because it was like, it's not that you couldn't do it, like you didn't know how. It was just like, you were unwilling to do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it would have been just better if she had said like, oh, I can't do that. Like, here's someone else in the salon that does it. Like, I know that would have like cost her the client. But
Yeah.
still, at least she wouldn't have like destroyed your hair.
Oh my God, yeah. No, like I kept telling her, I was like, oh, like, but like my hair really likes high lift. Like this is like what I do. And she kept trying to convince me that like, no, high lift is bad for you because it uses a higher volume developer. Like, and I was like, I've been doing this for like a year. Like I know that it works for my hair. But she was just very convincing. She was like, I want to do something else. Your hair is going to look even better. Your hair is going to look amazing. It's going to be so much healthier. It's going to look so much better. And she was very convincing. So I was like, okay, like I'll let you, you know, try whatever it is, this new thing that you want to do.
Yeah. But that was your one thing though. You were like, make me look good and blonde. Like,
yeah, like
make me look good and blonde. Like,
yeah,
doesn't seem like that big of a requirement. Like, and blonde, those are the key words.
When I got home, Marissa gave me a headband.
I did.
I contacted the hairstylist afterward and she was very defensive. She basically blamed the whole experience on me because I had come into the salon with dirty hair. And so anyway, it was just a very negative experience. And
Which is so stupid because you're supposed to come in with dirty hair. I even told a random person the story and they were like, everybody knows you're supposed to come in with dirty hair. Like hairstylist, not like, I feel like she was just kind of didn't know what the heck she was doing and was just trying to like grasp at straws to blame you for any like reason she could.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, girl, if you couldn't do blonde, like if you couldn't make a brunette blonde, you should have just been honest. You should have been like, look, I can really only do brunette stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I can do. Can't do any blonde stuff. Like, I feel like she should have just been candid and been upfront than like lose a customer, because it's like, okay, great, you got $250, but you're never coming back.
I mean, I was scarred from the experience. I cried so much over this.
Oh yeah.
And it took a really long time to get my hair back to normal because first of all, you know, I had to wait a little while for like my hair to kind of recover from being dyed. And then Marissa and I started dyeing it ourselves at home. So they always say not to do that, not to dye your hair at home, and especially never to use like bleach or any harsh chemicals or going blonde. So I had to be very careful. I did a lot of research and I was very careful about the products that I bought.
Oh yeah, and you were so like thorough with the mixing and the measuring. Like you have to be very, very, very precise. And I feel like Shauna was like, it was almost like the fire she needed to like make her do it herself, because it's like there's nothing worse than just being scarred from a totally awful experience where somebody ruins your hair, doesn't know what they're doing, and so it's like obviously you have a vested interest in not ruining your hair, like not making it look horrible and like making yourself cry about it. So I feel like it was just so much of a better thing because you have so much more control over like how it comes out. And I feel like that whole don't dye it at home is such a fallacy. Like I feel like it's just a myth started by the hair salon people to keep you going in.
Well, look, I've been doing it for a year and I think my hair looks great. I think that I do, you know, Marissa and I both do a great job. One tip that I would give for doing your hair at home, so I'll do high lift on my roots and I'll do like an ammonia-free bleach highlight. One tip that I have is I read online that one of the biggest mistakes that like newbies make when they are not at a hair salon is that they leave the products in for too long and the chemicals damage your hair from like leaving it in so long, because like you think it's working harder by leaving it in a long time. So I'm always very careful to rinse it out like right when the time is up or even a few minutes before, just because I don't want to cause damage to my hair. So another tip that I have is to limit your use of heat styling on your hair.
Yeah. I mean, this is like pretty common, but it's just like, yeah, when your hair is damp after washing it, you can even braid it so that it dries and it's like very crimped, very wavy, very like beach waves. And then of course, if you're me and you use that hair tint or that hair gloss, it will just make your hair like naturally, I feel like very straight and very like sultry. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like it just kind of gives you that straight, like I have not straightened my hair in a long time and it looks like I do, but I don't.
Okay, so comment down below if you guys want to see one day how Marissa and I dye my hair myself at home or ourselves. Because it's pretty interesting because, you know, I was going to a salon for so long that like making the transition was very scary at first.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even really about like trying to save money. It was just about that horrible experience I had, making me kind of scared to go back to any salon.
Yeah.
But this works for us. It's way more convenient. So that was my story about my awful hair salon experience and how I was almost scarred for life. You know, scared away from using salons, and how both of us now take care of our hair at home, you know, touch it up between colors using Glaze.
Oh yeah, and also I will have Glaze linked below for you guys. Don't forget, Marissa20 gets you 20% off. I will link them below. Definitely check it out. Get yourself a bottle or two. And we love you guys. Mwah. Big kiss and bye guys.